Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Creative Corner. I'm your host Joshua. We are going to be working on some Origami 101, but before we get started with our workshop, we'll go ahead and go over some of our supplies. And if you are interested in doing this at home, we do have some supply kits available for requests. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Our supplies for today is relatively simple. We'll be using our hands, fingers, as well as some paper. If you are interested in doing this at home, we do have some supply kits that will have recycled paper, as well as instructions for several animals that we'll be doing today. If you aren't interested, this is actual origami paper, and you can buy this in person, Hobby Lobby, I believe Butler's. Otherwise, you can go to the store, buy the regular 8.5 by 11 paper, and make your own origami paper by cutting them into simple squares. But for today, I'm going to be showing you how to do a butterfly. In your supply kits, you'll also receive instructions on how to do the crane as well. And then I will also be showing you how to do a little fox. So without the graphics, this is what your fox will look like. And then I added a little bit of graphics too as well. If you decide to join us for the in-person session, we'll also hopefully maybe show you a little bit more intermediate stuff. So we have this nice little horseshoe crab. But with that, let's go ahead and get started. Our first origami animal that we are going to be working on is our little fox. So we'll be working with some square paper. Again, this is origami paper, so on one side it's one color, and then on the flip side it's a second color. In your supply request kit, we will give you recycled paper where it has print on one side and it will be blank on that flip side. But the color that you want your outside color to be will be the one side, and then of course the blank side will be the different color. But what you'll want to do is go ahead and fold your paper to create a triangle. So a triangle, you can either fold it towards you or fold it away from you. But we're going to start out with a triangle. Grabbing one of your ends, you'll fold it upwards in the middle. So it looks like that. You'll do that to the other side too as well. So now you have a nice square shape with the two flaps folded up towards the top, or on the other side going towards you. You're going to hold it in your hand and fold along the crease. So that way you have a nice triangle as well. And now that we have our shape, where this is going to be the top where the three folds are, and we're just going to fold it over, create the legs, the ears, as well as the face of our little fox. And the last thing that we'll have to do is open these flaps, bring our fox face down, this part can be a little tricky. So if you need to hold it towards you and do this, I would recommend that. And then it should look something like this. So you have your little fox. And then what I also did on the little fox is I grabbed a Sharpie, added the nose, the ears, the tail, as well as my eyes. And then I got a little bit of white paint and I painted the tips just to give it a little bit more dimension. But this is our first animal, the fox. Our second animal for today that we're going to be working on is the butterfly. So for our butterfly, we're going to fold it both horizontally and vertically. But I'm going to work with the outside color. Well, actually, you can just fold this any way. And if you have nails, you can crease your folds to make it a little easier on you. You can also use an old gift card, your credit card, debit card. If you have any tools for folding, you can do that too as well. And once I have both the horizontal and vertical, we're going to fold corner to corner. So that way we have 8 sections or 4 folds. So once you have your 4 folds, we have horizontal, vertical, and 2 diagonals. What we'll do is we're going to fold this into a triangular shape by folding in your sides. So we have a nice triangle shape. If you open it up a little, we have this nice little zigzag pattern inside. The longer side of the triangle is going to be facing towards you. It might be a little bit more difficult if it's facing away from you. But we're going to grab one flap, kind of similar to our fox. We're going to fold it up towards the middle. Same thing with the other side. So if we take a look, we have a small square shape. And then we have the backhand side of our triangle. We'll flip this over so that way we have the nice big triangle with the opening facing towards us. We'll reverse it, flip it so that it is away from you. You're going to grab the top portion of your triangle, fold it up away from you. You'll have a small little triangle hanging over this opening. And it's okay if these other flaps come up, because what we'll do is we'll fold the smaller triangle over the top flap of the opening. And as we do this, we'll flip and fold so that your butterfly creases. And there we have it. I know it might be a little confusing, but if you take your time, patience, and like I said, you'll grab the bottom part of the opposite side, flip it up, and fold the triangle. As you fold the triangle, it will hopefully stay in place, and then that way you have a nice little butterfly. With that, we did a fox and a butterfly. There'll be written instructions on how to do the crane, because the crane is going to take a little bit more time and patience. If you attend an in-person session, we'll go ahead and go over these in person a little bit more in depth. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask it in the comments below. But with that, we'll go ahead and call it a day. Thank you for joining me for this week's episode of Creative Corner. We went over some origami basics. If you are interested in doing this at home, we do have some supply kits available for request through our website, which I will put the link into the video description. Be sure to subscribe to all of our social media platforms. We have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and much more. But with that, thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.